Alright guys, let's log into my Unisa. As you can see, I'm already in. I'm going to click on sites. Let's look for BBT. As you can see, there is your master site, BBT. Click on it. You'll notice it has a very small left menu. Very little information here, guys. Just remember, you're going to do the entire course in the group site. Alright, as you can see, the welcome, there it is. Alright, let's have a look. The announcements. There are some announcements on the master site that you should also have a look at, just to see what's going on with the module while you wait, especially things like grouping. If you're not yet grouped, there will always be an announcement indicating what's happening. But for you guys, you just need to go to your official study material. The official study material, you'll find there's your tutorial 101. So you're going to click on it. It opens its own tab. Please make sure you go and read through this tutorial 101. All the information you require is actually in here, and all the contact details and what's happening with the module. So please make sure you go through your tutorial 101 irrespective of this video that you're watching. Alright, so read through it. Right, in our case, great. We assume that you read your tutorial 101. You go to sites again. Now you're going to click on BBT. That has the numbers and a T at the end. In this case, it's 138 group, right? T. Right, when the menu opens on the left-hand side, you will see that there are quite a different menu over here. For example, there's your overview saying welcome, there's your calendar event, and you can see there's an announcement as well. Please take note, we're using a student's account that has already completed the module, so that you will see a lot more information there than you're going to see in the beginning of your module. Right, under assignments, that's the first option we're going to look at. As you can see, there are 6 assignments that you need to do, which counts 80% of your year mark. You've got your portfolio, which counts 20% of the year mark, but please remember your portfolio has a sub-minimum of 40%. Right, so there we go. You'll notice there is an assignment type called discussion, where you're going to submit under discussions. And the rest of these assignments will be submitted under exactly where we are now, my Unisa. Alright, under discussions, let's go have a look. You'll see it on the left hand side. You'll see there's a discussion tab. You click on it and it's going to open up. You'll notice there's assignment 1. This is already created for you and you can click on it. Once it opens, you will also see a professional teacher. Please look out for the lecturer. He's the person that creates the assignment. Alright, so please ignore the other things. Some students put things in the wrong places. Alright, so you click on the topic by your lecturer, and then it's going to open the correct place. Please take note, you will notice it says graded in assignment 1, so once they start marking, you will see that appears, which is correct. Right, your question will be the very first post that you see. So please take note, this is rule number 1. You will always click on reply that belongs to the very first post that you see that's posted by your lecturer. Right, when I click on reply, it's going to reopen the page for you, and then you'll notice there's an area where you can type in your answer. You're going to type up your answer and you're going to click on publish. Once you click on publish, rule number 2, please scroll down to the very end of the tail and go and see that your answer is there. Because if you can see it, the teaching assistant can see it. Alright? And then you have completed the assignment. Please make sure in the question of the assignment there are no other activities that you need to do. For example, replying to other students. If you do need to do that, you'll find a student's answer. You'll click on reply, type in a reply, very short little reply, no more than 200 words, and you click on publish. Alright, but the instruction will be given to you, so follow the instruction. As for the other assignments, as I indicated, you're going to click on the assignments tab and you're going to submit them here. From assignment 2 all the way to assignment 6, and your portfolio as well. You will submit it right over here. Right, let's see what else is available. As I said to you, the announcements, please check them daily to see what's happening in your module. As you can see, all the reminders and information is coming through. So please keep up to date with it. Your teaching assistant is the person that you're going to interact with and who's going to also mark your assignments. Right. You can contact the teaching assistant usually under discussions. They create a little forum, for example, there it is, saying queries, where you can actually go and contact the teaching assistant. And as you can see, you can create a new topic, or you simply can go add in an assignment. No, you can simply go add in a submission, just like you did with your assignment. The same steps apply. Doesn't seem it was very well used. Right, under additional resources, we have all the extra materials that you may need. You might even find your tutorial 101 in there. Okay, for BBT, there are different what we call rubrics. In other words, how do they mark your assignment? Your assignment 1, for example, there is the rubric. So if I click on the document, it's going to say, do you want to save? Yeah, it's fine, rather save it. Click on OK. Give it a few seconds and it's going to open. I'm using Firefox, so in this case, I'm going to open it this way. Or it will be at the bottom of your screen, depending on which browser you're using. Alright, once it opens, you'll actually see how do we get 100%, and it gives you the allocation of marks and the criteria that they're looking for, the percentage. For example, content at 10%. So please go and study these rubrics before you post your assignment to ensure that you are covering all the aspects and to get as many marks as you possibly can. Alright, is it possible to get 100%? Yes, it is. So please make sure you do it. Right, let's go back to my Unisa. So make sure you work through all these documents to ensure that you're fully focused on what you need to do. Your calendar tool is available just to indicate what assignments are coming up. So you'll normally find it in red and it'll indicate. So it also keeps to remind you. Learning units, guys, is actually the most important aspect of an online module. It is your study guide. In other words, it takes you from the beginning right through all the activities, the assignments, and the portfolio right until the end of the course. And now how does it work? It's actually very easy. You'll notice once the learning unit's open that you have a whole bunch of items which are linked. Please do not click on those links. Alright, because it means you're going to jump ahead and you're going to miss things. So what you do is you click on, for example, Learning Unit 1, which is your orientation. You click on it, and it's going to open a page. Again, it's linked for Unit 1. However, please do not click on these links. Rather, click on Next, like turning the pages of your study guide. Right, I hope you love reading because you're going to do a lot of reading. Now, you start reading all this information. Once you're done, you click on Next. And this is how it works. Read, 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 read. It explains how the module works. This is exactly the same information you're going to find in your tutorial 101. So please make sure you read both. Say Next again. And so it continues. They even give you diagrams and pictures to indicate how the whole module works, how you should tackle this module, and all the relevant information. So that's very, very useful. Alright, just to jump ahead, I'm going to go to Learning Unit 1. In this case, Learning Unit 2. Learning Unit 2, this is actually where the course begins. Now, this is where you need to have a little notebook where you can make some notes as you go through the course and make sure that you just keep those notes for your assignments to build up a good answer. Right, as you can see, again, it's all linked, but please do not use these links. Rather, click on Next. And that's how you will follow this course. There will be links, for example, and documents that the lecturer would like you to read. Links in the learning unit, so please click on the link, and then you'll see it'll open a document or a resource or a video. Please go through it, make those notes, keep the information, because at this point you're learning about the content of the module, so you're building up knowledge, so it's very important. Alright, then you go back to my Unisa and you continue with the learning units. Alright, I hope you found this tutorial very useful. Please start your studies as soon as you're grouped, and good luck. Thank you. Come to the AFL 1501 module. Okay, I've logged into my Unisa already. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to sites. I'm going to look for AFL 1501. The student has just registered and they have been grouped already, so that's a good sign. As you can see, there is an announcement. No announcements yet. However, there is a task coming up on the 1st of August, which most likely will be an assignment. If I look at the announcements link, you will see there are some announcements from the lecture already. Please click on study material, official study material, and then you will see that there is your tutorial 101 waiting for you. So you click on it, it's going to open in its own little tab, and then please read through it all. It gives you all the information you need to know. So please make sure you read your tutorial 101. Right, let's go back to my Unisa. Then I click on sites again. This time I'm going to go to AFL 1501, but it has the numbers and the T at the end. That's our group site. So the good news is once you're grouped, you can start the module. Alright, the welcoming page, you can see there are the announcements. They are waiting already. And again, please make sure you read them, especially around plagiarism. Very important. Alright, so let's have a look. We click on assignments. There are 5 assignments for AFL and 1 portfolio. Your portfolio, guys, is your exam, so please make sure you get at least sub-minimum of 40%. Your assignments count 80% of your year mark and your portfolio counts 20%, but please remember the sub-minimum of 40% still applies. Right, you'll also notice your assignments, there are 2 types. You've got discussion and you've got my Unisa. Discussion you will find on the left hand menu. So for example, I'm ready with assignment number 1. I'm going to click on discussions. It's going to open the page. Right, there it is. Assignment number 1, 3 and 5. They're ready waiting for you. There are icebreakers, so please also go do those. Follow the instructions in your learning unit. Right, for example, assignment number 1, I click on it. Right, then you'll see the very first listing that you see. Rule number 1. Please click reply to the very first post that you see from the lecture. When you click on the reply, it'll open the dialog box where you can type in your answer. Once you're done, you click on publish. Rule number 2. Once I clicked on publish, I must scroll down and see my answer. Okay, in this case, it's the beginning of the semester, so there are not many answers. As the semester moves, there are going to be many answers in this assignment 1 box. So please make sure you can see your answer. If you can see your answer, the teaching assistant can see your answer. Please take note, your teaching assistant is the person that's going to mark your work, and that's the person you're going to communicate with any problems. Alright, then let's go back to assignments. The My Unisa assignments you are going to submit right over here. You're going to click on submit and follow the instructions. Okay, so please take note, and that will also be the same for your portfolio. Right, as I said, announcements, please keep checking these announcements daily, weekly, to make sure that you're up to date with the module and anything that's happening in your module. Alright, there we go. There's quite a few. Tips for success, good one. Please go read it. Additional resources. As you go through the course, there will be certain documents that you may need, so please go and read these documents. For example, under Learning Unit 1, there is the rubric. In other words, how do they mark your assignments? Alright, there it is. If I go click on the discussion forum rubric, it's going to open a tab, and there we go. It gives you the criteria, how much percent does each criteria count, and how they're going to mark it. Now obviously you want to get 100%. So before you submit your assignment, please make sure you consider the rubrics and make sure your answers are compatible with what they're requiring from you. Alright, once you've done that, you go and submit your assignment, and the same for the written assignment. So please go and check these documents under additional resources. Your calendar function, guys, is nice to remind you of when assignments are due. You can change it according to what you need. For example, the day function, or we can go through the month. Now your course is pretty much kicking off on the 1st, and then you can see it's actually reminding me first assignment is due. Right, your online assessment. Okay, currently there's nothing uploaded, but you'll notice when they refer to your online assessment, you will find it in here, and then you're going to follow the instructions that they give you. Right, learning units. Learning units, guys, is the key to any online module. It is actually your study guide. The difference is it's online. How does it work? It's actually pretty easy. You will notice that everything is linked, but please do not click on those links because that means you're going to skip things ahead. So you will click on the module title, for example, the overview, and there we go. It's going to open a screen. Again, they are going to be linked, but please do not follow these links. Rather use next. Click on next. It will take you to the next page. Now it's like you're turning the pages of your study guide. Please go and read through all this information. Yes, some of it is in your tutorial 101. However, there is useful information in here as well. You read, and then you say next. Please take note. I hope you love reading. There's plenty of reading in this module. Right, how's the module organized? Please go and read it. They even say you can download the audio file as well. Please do that as well. Right, then you say next. And as you go through the course, you simply follow the learning units. That's the most important thing. Right, and as you can see, they even give you announcements and the diagrams to indicate what must you do and how must you do it. Right, I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit. Right, when you hit Learning Unit 1, Language as a Process, this is where the course actually begins. So now, please take a little notebook with you so you can make notes as you go along through the course. So you read. Again, they are linked, but please do not click on them. You say next, and you follow the learning units. Please, guys, for example, there's a link. If you click on the link, it's going to open the web page. Go through the web page, make your notes, learn the content of the course. Then go back to My Unisa, go back to your learning units, and continue with the course. Right, if you have any issues, how do we contact the teaching assistant? Very nice. Questions and answers link is available for this student, where the person can simply click on it, ask a question, type in whatever the question may be, and then I click on add question. And this question then will go to the teaching assistant, who then will respond to you if need be. Right, if there is no question and answers, some teaching assistants create a link under discussions where they can actually have a Q&A with you. In this case, there isn't anything, where you can simply post a question or a query and the teaching assistant will reply in the appropriate area. Alright, I hope you guys have found this tutorial useful and that you'll be able to do the course. All the best and good luck.